1990, my mom, a Democrat, friends with Dianne Feinstein, they were part of the Democracy Club, and just these women that wanted to put women first. Very cool people. But in 1990, there was a situation where the Japanese were buying a lot of stuff in California, and there was some conflict. And Dianne had a birthday party at the Fairmont, and I was going to be the date of, or the escort of a Japanese investor. And I went, and I had my own room at the Fairmont. I checked into the Fairmont, and I got this new dress, and it was green, and I think I got it at Nordstrom's, and Nordstrom's is like such a cool place, and they treated me like a princess. And what happened, the person, we had drinks, and he talked to his friend Leo, who I think was like the lieutenant governor, and we sat at a table at a cardiologist, and this was at the Fairmont Hotel, and I think the party was like $4,700 per person, and it was going to your campaign because you were running for governor. And Dianne, after dinner, and I had to keep the investor, or this guy that was Japanese, I remember his name now. It's a repressed memory, but I remember he came to he walked me to my hotel room that I was staying at, because San Francisco, was kind of far from Contra Costa County, and the room was my room. And he came in, and I was kind of drunk, because it was all you can drink. I mean, for $4,700, it should be all you can drink. And he came on top of me, and he ended up lifting up my dress, pulling down my pantyhose, and he ended up coming on my thigh. And I was really freaked out. And then the next day, I sat until they kicked me out of the room in the Fairmont robe, with my legs crouched, crying. And I talked to my mom about it, and she said it was my fault. And she said, you never should have let him in that door. You never should have. And I felt violated. And then later I talked to Mr. Lesher, and he got really into the Pete Wilson campaign after that. And I mean, big. And I actually got to meet Pete Wilson. I wore the same dress. And I bet you can find pictures from your birthday party at the Fairmont with all your big donors, and you're going to see my picture. And that repressed memory is real. And until you started making this big deal, I was never going to talk about it, because I was embarrassed, because I thought I did something wrong. But what I did was, I was helping you because you didn't want the unions to know that you were taking money from foreign donors. And later, I was at Dianne Schinner's house. She's a friend of yours, too. She was like the mayor, I think, of San Ramon or something. And we were at her house, and you grabbed my hand, and you were talking to me. You were, begging. And I told you to your face, I am now a Republican. You see, I was a Republican when Reagan was president. I re-registered because of my mom, and then I re-registered again. I actually found proof that I was on the board of the Young Republicans and the board of the Young Democrats the same year. And all these memories were repressed. But they're true. I bet they're more true than your friend Christine Ford. My name is Sharyn Bovat, Dianne Feinstein. You were at my house. See that chest? You saw that chest at my mommy's house at AAUW meetings that you came to in the 70s. You know Ray Sloan? Oh, yeah. He worked for Dan White. And there's a lot of weirdness going on with that Mayor Moscone stuff that got you propelled to be the mayor of San Francisco. And Jim Jones. Ooh, Jim Jones. He was a friend of yours because my mommy took me to meet him. She told me he was the black leader. Jim Jones. And then he wasn't black. Oh my God, he was not black. So here was my mom taking me to meet this black leader, and he's not black. And then he's getting all, I don't understand what happened. I just know that he had a bunch of people drink a bunch of Kool-Aid and they died. And I have that repressed memory, and that repressed memory is, I believe, just that. And I don't know really what went on, but I know that you, Dianne Feinstein, were not very good to me when I needed help. Okay? So you know what? I was basically raped, I'm starting to believe, by one of your donors. I don't know, maybe that I need a congressional investigation, because, I don't think that members of Congress should be using repressed memories, because my repressed memories were my repressed memory. But you know what? All this Kavanaugh stuff has gotten me thinking that there's some hypocrisy going on, big hypocrisy. And we need to stop that. Because I'd like to keep my repressed memories repressed. Obama said if you want to keep your doctor, you can keep your doctor. Well, I want to keep my repressed memories repressed. And Dianne Feinstein, I deserve some respect. And I believe that people that were really raped deserve to be treated with respect. And I believe that people that were in situations that could be perceived as a rape and they're upset about it should be treated with respect. But I believe that black money from the CIA was used by Christine Ford for some of her previous research that she did, because I understand about Stanford University and the money they get. And I believe that a lot of this was contrived, just like that op-ed was contrived. So please, Dianne Feinstein, end this war against Donald Trump. Because you know what? I'm not the only person with repressed memories that are probably true. Well, I know mine are true. But you know what? I took responsibility for my actions back then. And to be candid, I remember the name of your donor. And I've never, ever tried to ruin their life, your donor. Give me a break.